Hello, Cousin Johnny here. We'd like to thank our sponsors for the Buzzin' with Cousins show. We thank you. Thank you, that garlic stuff. If you like garlic, you're going to love it. Put it on just about anything. That garlic stuff. Tuesday, Alvarado Farmers Market, or go to thatgarlicstuff.com. Thank you. Thank you, I Heart You Candles. Beautiful hand poured candles. These make special gifts. They're fantastic. Call Sherry at 574-9446 or go down and say hello right there on that walkway right in front of Fisherman's Wharf. Thank you, Sherry. I Heart You Candles. Thank you. Thank you, Max Fit Meals. 520 Fremont Street. Grab and go healthy meals. They're delish. On your way from home from work, go grab some, heat them up, and fantastic. Thank you, Suds Cyber Laundry. 709 Lighthouse, Pacific Grove. Great modern machines, big screen TV, coffee, and a great friendly staff. Thank you, Suds. Thank you, the Whiskey Club, 425 Alvarado Street. Over 600 whiskeys to choose from. Go on in, relax, enjoy a nice whiskey. They also have a bottle shop. It's great. Great place to relax and enjoy. Tell them Cousin sent you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, storyteller, author, and all-around good guy, Tony Albano. Tony has written 3 books, the latest being Cherish, about a New York teenager and a nun find love. Thank you, Tony. And if you want to order the book or find out more about Tony, go to Tony, Tony, Albano, Albano, storyteller.com. Check it out. Thank you. Thank you, sponsors, for the Buzzin' with Cousins show. We thank you. Hello, Cousin Johnny here. Welcome to Buzzin' with Cousin. We got a great show here planned. I've got a great guest. I'm excited about this guest. I've been trying to get him on. And before further ado, let's do it. He's a writer. You've probably seen a lot of his work in magazines in town. And he's an accomplished bass player. And please welcome the popular Michael Chatfield. Michael, how are you today?
Hey, cousin, how you doing, my brother?
And I'm great. I'm so happy that you're on. And I've been
Thanks. Thank you. I'm honored that you asked me, man. I really am. Thank you.
Great. It's really great. And so, Michael, where are you from, and how'd you get to Monterey?
I grew up in Battle Creek, Michigan. And I've been a musician most of my life. I'd been touring for a few years in a couple different rock and roll bands. And I had some friends. I mean, the short story is I had some friends that were coming here because one of the women's boyfriend was going to DLI, and he was in the Air Force, and she wanted to hang out with him. And her twin sister was someone I was dating. And they said, "You want to go to Monterey?" And I said, "Sure." I knew very little about it. It was in my 20s, and you just took a chance, and I got lucky. I got to live in this amazing place.
So you had no clue that you were coming to paradise.
I think I told you. I looked on a map and I saw that Monterey was roughly the same latitude as Nashville, so I figured it didn't snow very much. So I was
right,
good to go. I didn't know if I was going to stay or not. That was 42 years ago, almost 42 years.
42 years. Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so I was 2, at the time. So yeah.
Most people they know you as bass player. You've a good great bass player. You played around town, different bands, but you're a writer.
Yeah.
So did you go to journalism school? And
I did. I was a journalism major. I went to Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Wow, that's great.
But I didn't get into the newspaper business until I was like in my 40s. And I worked at the Herald for 14 years. Oh, wait a minute. It was in my 40s. It was like in my 30s. Yeah. I was a sales rep, outside sales. And I didn't start writing for a living until the early 2000s. And that was for Carmel Magazine, actually.
Now you're a freelance writer, so you write for different organizations, but mostly we've seen you in the Carmel Magazine.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I've been writing from them almost since the beginning. Steve Snyder and Kelly Udall are the owners and publishers of the magazine. They're both really old friends of mine. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the most visible. I've done a lot of business writing. I've done a lot of, I've written websites. I wrote a cookbook for the Shake family.
Oh, wow, that's great.
I worked with Chris. And, one second, can we show you something else?
Yeah.
I wrote a book with Big Sur author Greg Hawthorne. It's Greg Hawthorne.
Okay, yeah, great.
It's like a coffee
Hawthorne Gallery, yeah.
That came out a couple years ago. Yeah, so Carmel Magazine is what mostly people know me for.
And let's take our hats off to Carmel Magazine. What a professional, first-class magazine that is. It's really
those guys.
There's something else.
Those guys do a great job. I'm really proud to be part of that thing.
I'm proud to, have it here in town. Now, one thing about the magazine is they've always showcased on their cover somebody. Usually, it's a celebrity, but not always. Yeah. Somebody that has something to do with Monterey.
Right.
But it's Doris Day, Marilyn Monroe,
Jimi Hendrix.
They have something to do with Monterey, and that's really great. A lot of people don't realize that some of these people, they either lived here or they had something to do here.
Right. Kim Novak was another one.
Kim Novak. Wasn't Liz Taylor was she in it?
Yeah, she's been at. She filmed The Sandpiper.
Yeah.
In Big Sur.
Yeah, so that's really great. And also, I have a sentimental piece in me for Carmel Magazine. You and the Carmel Magazine, Steve, Kelly, you guys did a showcase on my car, on my classic car.
The Little Woody.
Yeah. The Little Woody, and that is really great. And, that really was something else, and I have it framed right here in my home, right here.
Do?
Yeah, and I think you guys ran out of magazines. That
could be. Everybody wanted to grab them because you were in it. Who was on the cover of that one? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember who was on the cover of that issue?
Pardon me?
Do you remember who was on the cover of that issue?
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe.
It was Marilyn? Right.
Yeah.
Film Cannery or movie on Cannery Row.
Yeah. Plus, wasn't she the queen of the Casterville, the artichoke?
Artichoke queen. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's really good. And so a lot of people don't know you as a writer, but you are a primo writer. So
thanks, man.
The way you put the words together and the descriptions. So
yeah, it's one of those professions you do kind of like under the radar,
Yeah. So I encourage everybody that has not seen the Carmel Magazine, if you see it out, just pick it up, and it's got some really great articles, and the pictures, the photos are something else. And they always, it caters to the Monterey Peninsula. Sometimes they'll have recipes, they'll have a chef in there. So I recommend that, you listeners out there, go pick it up. And what's the latest now? Who's on the latest? I can't remember.
I don't know who's on the cover. The new one comes out December 1st, so it'll be a couple weeks. So you just I don't know. So I think it probably golf related because this is the one that covers.
Yeah, and that one thing that they do is during whatever event is around, they'll cater it to that event, and so we'll see who's going to be on this one. So Michael, you're an accomplished bass player. When did you pick up the bass?
I started playing bass when I was 15. Played bass guitar when I was 15. I played tuba before that, all the way through middle school and high school. And, so I knew how to read music. I knew how to play bass, basically. So when all my friends wanted to be drummers or guitar players, I decided to take up the bass. So talked my parents into renting one for the summer. They figured they got to get it out of my system. It was like, how many years later,
it's not out of the system. So you played a tuba. You ever think of one up anymore?
No. I was in a marching band in high school.
Okay, this is my theory on how people pick up instruments that all instruments are great, but let's just say the mom wants you to play an instrument and it's like, Johnny, you got to go play an instrument. It's like, oh, go talk to your music teacher. You go to the music teacher and they say, well, class already started. We got all the instruments out. Okay. And then the guy goes, wait a second. We've got a tuba. And you go, okay, I'll play a tuba. Then the guy becomes a tuba player and he plays in the orchestra and all. That's how, or an oboe or something like that. That's not
quite how it happened with me. I remember in 6th grade, I wanted to play trumpet because I really liked. Do you remember Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass? Remember that? I really liked that music when I was a kid, and I wanted to play trumpet. So I took it up and I took some lessons, and I played in the first 6th grade band. And at the end of the school year, I wasn't any good at it. I was awful. And at the end of the school year, the teacher, Gary Tallinger was his name, told me, it's like, okay, Chatfield, you got 2 choices. You can continue to play trumpet, and we're going to keep you in the 6th grade band, or you can switch to either trombone or tuba, and I'll put you in the 8th grade band.
Perfect.
And I didn't like that trombone thing. So I said, I'll take tuba. So, and I liked it. I took lessons all that summer, and I really enjoyed playing it.
I like the tuba. I like it when on those Dixieland.
Yeah.
Tuba. It's
great. It's cool stuff. And all the, the Hispanic music, the ranchero and all that stuff. There's all tubas. There's a lot of tuba in that stuff, and it's really cool. Problem with tubas is they're really expensive, and I don't know why that is. And I probably would have gotten one a long time ago, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for something I'm just going to play around at home with.
So a week ago, they had a celebration for the Red Beans and Rice 30th anniversary of the band. That's amazing that they've been around that long, and they're great. And over the years, they've transitioned into different styles of music. New Orleans traditional blues, and just different. But it's always good, whatever they do. And you were the first original bass player of Red Beans and Rice.
Yeah, I think there was a guy before me, but I think I was the first one when we started performing, and I recorded on the first CD.
Wow, that's great.
But there was somebody, for a short period before me. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, I joined Gil. Yeah, and the original band that was on that first CD was there at that. It was Asia Blue.
And that was really great. Yeah.
Even Sherman Lee Davis came from Washington State, and T. Kelly came from Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I came all the way from Carmel, and Steve Mann from Seaside, and Justin McIntosh. So.
It was a great event. I was there.
Really good time.
And then I went up to the bar. I saw Steve Agnini, and I went, "Hey, Steve, how you doing?" He goes, "That's Chatfield on bass." I go, "It is." He goes, he was the original bass player. I go, "No, I didn't even know. I had no clue." But
I introduced Steve to Gil Rubio.
Oh.
And I said, "Hey, man," because I knew Steve, and I said, "Hey, I know this band you might want to manage, And so I him, and he's been with him ever since.
Now, Michael, I've heard you play around town quite a bit, and I got to hand it to you. Your versatility, you've played different styles of, bass. You just scoot right in. You played with a Latin band, and now you're playing with different rock and roll bands. So that's give you credit for that. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
that was Everyday People is an 11-piece.
Everyday People, yeah. They had a lot of horns and a lot of percussion.
Yeah,
And
it was a dream, man. But a bass player playing with a kit drummer, a timbale player, and a conga player, especially a guy as talented as John Nova, it was just it's heaven. It's great.
no, that was when you guys played at Carmel Plaza for that series that they do was off the hook.
That was fun.
That whole place was rocking out. I mean,
We're hoping to play that again this summer with my new band Scarlet.
oh yeah, Scarlet. So let's talk about some of the bands you're playing with now, but mostly you're with Scarlet. Tell us about Scarlet.
Scarlet, I'm playing with Michael Krabinsky's the drummer, and he and I have been working together we were both in the Money Band together. So we've probably been playing together for 15, close to 20 years. And Donnie Dickman's keyboard player, played him off and on in the many bands. Actually, Donnie and Michael and I were in the Haley Jane Band.
Yes,
remember Haley. And then we got Scott Dixon on guitar, Dr. Twang, and a dear old friend of mine, or she's not old, but a friend of mine, Liz Raquel, she's from Felton. And we played in a band together many years ago, and we've just remained friends and been trying to find a project for her to do with her. And this just kind of all fell into place. And then Michael and I are kind of like, we're curating the music and with Liz's input. And the idea is like, it's got to be instantly recognizable, and it's got to make you want to jump on the dance floor. It's pretty simple.
That's what it does. I mean, that band, Scarlet, you play music that we grew up with.
Exactly.
I mean, I might be a little older, a little younger, whatever, but than certain people, but everybody's going to recognize those songs, and you're going to get up and dance to those songs.
And it's a cover band. It's just fun. You know, we're playing, we're going to be playing on New Year's Eve at the Lynx Club in Carmel. You might want to check that out. I think the Lynx Club has it on their website. I'm not sure the URL, but you can Google it.
It's on the website. I saw it this morning. Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. They're gonna do it up really nicely. Yeah,
let's plug that Lynx Club. It's in the Carmel Plaza, and they do a lot of golf simulators. So you could go in and you could play at St. Andrews. You could play at Pebble Beach on these big simulators with a big screen, and it's pretty cool. It's really great.
It's cool.
And what's nice is Carmel is welcoming live music, which is really good.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh? It's nice.
It's a while, yeah.
I missed all the Mission Ranch days. I'm sure you went to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, at the barn.
In the early 80s, that was kind of over.
The Mission Ranch barn was the place.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I missed it. I didn't get here in time.
Yeah,
I heard some great stories.
I don't know how I guess because it's the area is unincorporated or something, they were allowed to have music there, probably, and not downtown. But
right, yeah, because
Carmel is happening now, and so.
Well, that's the idea. The April Montgomery is the owner at the Lynx Club, and her vision for the New Year's Eve thing is called the Footloose Party, like the movie where you can't dance in town, so you can dance here. That's the idea.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. And so, Michael, you play in a couple other bands?
Yeah, I do. I play in a band called Pacific Jack. Occasionally, that's it's kind of a jazzy kind of rock band with a lot of original music. A couple guys from Santa Cruz, and we play we'll play at O'Callahan's, I think, and we just played there a couple weeks ago, maybe once or twice a month. And I play in a couple other pickup things. My focus is Scarlet right now.
Yeah. But
I left the Everyday People band because it's just, there's only so much you can do in a week.
Well, you're busy. I mean, you're a busy guy. So before we let you go, give us the schedule of Scarlet. So you got New Year's Eve for sure, right? And what else?
Oh, sorry. I thought I put this on. Anyway, yeah, we got New Year's Eve. Well, the easiest way to do it is scarletmonterey.com. So
scarletmonterey.com.
Scarlet with one T. Yeah.
Michael, we're going to take off and let you go.
Thank you. I really appreciate you doing this. I
really appreciate you buzzing with Cousin, and we will see you. Thank you, Michael.
All right, my brother. See you around town.
Okay. Thank you, Michael Chatfield. and check out the Scarlet Band. So I've got a little quick clip here of the Scarlet Band, and we're gonna say goodbye. So keep watching. I'll see everybody later. Bye. Be safe.